And welcome back. We're back on the Black Summit 2024. First podcast.
Feels good to be back. I'm Hendricks.
And I'm Brooks.
So how's things been going, man?
Things have been going good. I'm ready for the new year.
Oh yeah.
2023 was not a good year for me, guys.
Why?
It was I think it was a challenging year, career-wise, and I think I've learned a lot from it. But I'm definitely ready for this new year. Definitely has gotten off to a good start, I feel like. But I'm not one of those like, this is my year, kind of people. And this may sound sad, but it's true. I mean, I feel like every year is like worse and worse. So, but
So you got any,
I guess such is life, right?
Any New Year's resolutions for you?
I think the biggest thing for me is just getting healthy, getting to a place where, I'm not feeling like I have to, struggle to get up the stairs. You know what I mean? I'm not out of breath, But I think even skinny people, that happens to them, going up the stairs, man. Mm-hmm. If you ain't in shape, So just get into a more healthier place is key for me.
That's one of the misconceptions. People think just because you may look overweight, you can be skinny and be out of shape as well.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Get winded just as fast.
Exactly. So
that doesn't even matter. But I would say like the gym's going to make the most money right now because everybody get that gym membership.
Yeah.
And, and they just draft it out of your account. They were like, oh, I ain't worrying about that $10, $20, $30. And they start off with maybe a month or two or whatever. And after a while, you don't see them no more. And they just totally forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't be surprised if gyms memberships, like out of 100%, maybe only 40% of the people actually go to the gym.
Yeah.
And 60% of the people just,
I really enjoy going to the gym. It's just like finding the time when I'm not like exhausted. Because if I go to the gym and I'm just exhausted, I feel like I just walk around and I just do a half-ass job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather like go to the gym and like really like, I guess this is why I'm still, a little bigger. I don't know. I like to feel good when I'm there. You know what I mean? But you definitely feel better.
You do feel better
after you exercise.
Well, your mental, for me, it's my therapy, to some degree. But sometimes I've learned that some days when I don't want to go to the gym, those are the days I end up putting in that extra work.
Yeah.
And I feel good,
Yeah, you feel better afterwards,
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Do you have New Year's resolutions?
I never make New Year's resolutions, but I do know one thing. A lot of things is coming down the pike, with definitely with Black Summit, with the filming. I'm about to venture into a nonprofit here after a while, which you yourself is on the board for that, and also teaching as well, but to start teaching here too. So if a few things coming in, some familiar and some unfamiliar areas, I should say. So I'm just looking forward to what's to come, and I'm up for any challenge, and face things head on. So.
I got you. Well, hey, we got a lot of stuff coming up for you guys today. We're going to hit on a couple of different things. We have to hit on Katt Williams, though. That is, it's been a blockbuster, interview, to say the least, So we'll be talking about that. Also, Jonathan Majors just had his comeback interview. So we'll be getting into that. And also, Joe Biden has come to South Carolina, and he had a little bit of a problem being out there. It looked like some hecklers and different things. So we'll be getting into that. Free Palestine, folks. So yeah. But first, we're going to talk about Katt Williams.
Katt Williams went on to Club Shay Shay.
Okay.
With Shannon Sharp, who runs Club Shay Shay.
Exactly. And
podcast.
It was it's a podcast. it was a blockbuster video. It has gotten. I'm gonna double check it, but the other day when I looked at it, it had like 30 million views, and so let me just look it up.
Yeah, shout out to Club Shay Shay, man. This not only was good for his platform, which I'm glad, but even smaller platforms like ours, like everyone's talking about this, so. This actually, we get to piggyback off of his success.
Yeah, this is it's a 3-hour podcast pretty much.
Yeah, 2 hours and like 40 something odd minutes.
It's got 35 million views.
That was his number one, his best podcast.
Oh yeah, the other one is like Steve Harvey, and it's only got like maybe 9, 8 or 9. So like, I mean, it's crazy how much this is doing. This is almost like a Netflix special.
Almost, man.
I mean, basically.
Like Katt came with the tea.
He came for everybody.
He pulled the bones out the closet, Yeah.
Nobody was safe, man. He went after Cedrick the Entertainer. He went after Steve Harvey. He went after Ricky Smiley. He went after Kevin Hart. He came for everybody. Ludacris. That man, Ludacris, did you see Ludacris's his rap?
That was a Kanye West beat he used.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Devil in a New Dress, I think that track was.
What do you think of his rap, though?
I thought the rap was all right. Ludacris was spitting. Ludacris got bars.
Yeah. He came after his wife.
Yeah, I would have said something about that now, I think Ludacris' wife is pretty,
Yeah.
I don't think, but each his own. Everybody has their own opinion. I think his wife is pretty. So.
Yeah. So what do you think initially of Katt Williams and some of the things he said?
Man, I don't know. It seems like Katt Williams I guess he hadn't done an interview in a while, but I guess it seems like whenever he in the past. Well, no, I can't even say that, but. It seems like sometimes when he speaks, he has something to say about someone or something that's going on or whatever. But
yeah.
He said he sat back quiet for a while, and now But my thing was like I would read the comments, and like a lot of people was like, "Say yeah, boy, Katt spitting that truth. He's spitting that fire." You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know what is true and what is alleged. I wasn't there. But I haven't seen too many people. Speaking in disagreement with him, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know, man. I guess maybe more people seem like more people in favor.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the interview?
Oh, I thought it was a great interview, to be honest with you. And I mean, I was riveted. I was glued to my TV, just sitting there, because I just kind of put it on. I was like, okay, let me just listen to this, because at the time when I was watching it. Because I'm subscribed to the Shay Shay Club.
On YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. And so, like, I just kind of put it on. I didn't know he was about to go into it.
Man, like, Katt Williams. Katt Williams go in.
Yeah, I mean, I love Katt Williams. He's probably, my second favorite,
really?
comedian. Yeah, for
Who's
sure.
your first?
It's Chappelle. Chappelle's, Chappelle's number one.
I get that. I didn't know Katt Williams was your, like, second favorite.
But yeah, Katt, I mean, he's just hilarious.
He is.
He's hilarious.
He is
That's...
hilarious.
I mean, I want my comedians to be able to make me laugh, unlike Trevor Noah, You don't
think Trevor Noah is funny? I think Trevor Noah's funny. He's funny in an educated way. Even Chappelle is funny, but they educate you as well.
Trevor Noah just takes forever to get to the point, and then the point to me is never really good. So
I'm
not a fan of him. Yeah,
it takes long to get the punchline.
I'm not a fan of his comedian.
Did you like him on what was the show he was on? Comedy Central?
The old
The Daily Show.
I mean, I thought he was all right. I mean,
he's better than Stewart.
No, he's not better than Stewart. I saw a couple of people saying that. I was like, bro,
I thought Trevor was.
I know, but he ain't better than Stewart. I can listen to Stewart. Stewart's gonna make me laugh. You know? Yeah. Trevor Noah. Anyways, we're talking about Katt Williams.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, what's up with Katt?
But
man?
I was glued to the TV, and he did not like hold back, man. He just kind of went for it, and it was like from the jump, and I mean, even Shannon was like, Man, I didn't even ask you about like your early life yet.
You didn't get
like,
asked about anything.
You just
went on.
You just went into it.
He
was ready.
You know, that reminded me of a podcast we had. The person, we just let them go.
Yeah.
And they just start telling them, you don't kind of interrupt them, and you get these jewels and these gems, you know, of a young lady who we had on, and she just unleashed.
Yeah, those are the best podcasts, you know, when people just, you know, go for it.
It's so unfiltered.
Exactly. And he just went for it, and, you know, he killed it. So, you know, we can actually listen to a couple of clips. We have some clips here.
Let's do it.
Let's start off with what he said about Martin.
Okay.
And tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you got to do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I got to read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson.
Oh, man. What did you think of that?
Man, oh, man. You know, Martin didn't speak on that, did he?
Yeah, I think Martin's like the only one that hasn't responded.
Did Brandon T. Jackson respond about that?
Brandon T. Jackson, for years, he's been saying, like, that was a big mistake for him to do that movie.
I saw Shannon Sharp said something about that Brandon might have said that he shouldn't have probably
there's a clip of him where he talks about that.
He did actually
and he said,
that.
Man, I wish Katt would have told me that a long time ago, but I wasn't listening.
He's thinking about the
like,
bag.
I wasn't listening. Yeah, exactly. And, like, that really messed up his career, ultimately. So...
I mean, hey, I know, like, me personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of guys, like, you know, if I was an actor or acting, you know, I don't want to play a woman. I can't. I'm not shaving. My voice is too heavy. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not going to get in drag, nothing like that, you know, because I remember there's a clip where Dave Chappelle said that they came to him, being that you said he was your favorite. He said they came to him, Dave, we got this funny script. You're going to put on a dress and do this. And Dave said he looked at it, he was like, nah.
Right.
You know, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And they kept coming back. But Dave, it'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. He's like, nah, I just don't feel comfortable with doing it, respectfully. They said, but it'll be hilarious. He said, look, man, you know, dude, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's against, you know, it goes against, you know, my craft or whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then he's like, all right, man, well, we don't know what we could do it. He said, then they left, and within minutes, they come back with a whole new script.
Yeah.
That they already, I says, damn, so they already had something. They're trying to see if you was going to, I guess, maybe, you know, take that bait or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, if you gotta stand on your principle, like T.I. son said, you know, you stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil King said, you know, we stand on business.
Yeah.
So if you stand on business and, you know, and don't worry about the bag, because people figure if you always concerned about the bag, we got you. It ain't no telling what you would do or what we can get you to do. And you don't know how it's going to affect you down the line. But as for me personally, I mean, hey, I saw Big Mama House. I thought it was pretty funny, you know, and whatnot. I got the concept of the film. But as for me, I don't want to play a female in any role and dress up in a dress or nothing like that. You know, that's just me.
Yeah. Well, he kind of alluded to the fact that it's, you know, kind of like a ritual, which I've been hearing about this for years, that it's a ritual that they make. Theory? Well, yeah, it's a little bit of a conspiracy theory that they make, you know, black men specifically. You know, they try to emasculate them by making them dress up inside of dresses and stuff like that. Yeah. And if you go back and look at most of these comedians, they all have on dresses, man. They all got that FaceTime with the dress.
Even some actors.
And so, yeah, even the actors and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, like, I think a lot of what he was saying was true. And you wonder why this interview blew up. I think it blew up because a lot of what he's saying is true, and a lot of people know it's true. And if you listen to a lot of the responses allude to, dang, Katt was telling the truth.
Why he putting on blast?
He was telling the truth. And like that's why they didn't know how to respond. You saw Kevin Hart's, that was weak as hell.
What did he say?
His little response. I mean, it was just like he was trying to make it seem like, you know, Katt Williams was lying, but he was doing it in like a roundabout way. You know, so he was just like, oh yeah, I heard this story that Katt Williams bought, you know, the Clippers or something like that. He said, I can't remember what team he said.
Oh,
and then he was talking about some other stuff.
Clip of that. Yeah, him and his buddies. Yeah,
bro, what? You know, like, what are you talking about?
Because he got a movie coming out on Netflix, so I know Kevin Hart is promoting that. And also, Katt Williams' show was about to sell out, dude. Katt Williams
I'm sure everybody's gonna sell out. Everybody about to go and go see that. Let's play what he said about Steve Harvey.
All right.
Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business, and it's a man unit. Then you ask him, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Katt Williams in there.
I'm an old McCabe.
Mr. Potato Head. So he went after him pretty hard.
Oh, man. Probably because he's Cedric, him and Cedric real tight. He said it. It's a group. He said it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's not a part of, you know.
Yeah, and they kind of like, I guess they've been behind the scenes, like, you know, kind of cutting him out of things. And
I mean, I don't know. But
the fact that he's like sticking up for, you know, Bernie Mac.
Oh, and,
you know, other comedians, you know, says a lot about him, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what.
Man, I didn't know, you know, now I saw a clip when Mark Curry saying that Steve Harvey stole. I didn't even know this. He's saying that Steve Harvey stole his stole some of his jokes and his concept or whatever. But then they say that in that field, some people do take each other jokes intentionally, and then some don't do it intentionally, you know. So I don't know. So I guess Mark Curry felt some type of way, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And but I remember I used to watch his show because he had Holly Robinson Pete and he had Don Lewis, and it was almost like almost like a black version of Three's Company. Only difference is Jack Tripper would act like he was gay to live in an apartment that the Ropers own, so he can live there and split the rent with his two female friends or whatever. Mark Curry, he wasn't gay or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But he was a gym instructor at a school. So I don't know. I guess it's close, you know, but I didn't know anything about far as him stealing. But that's how what Mark Cooper said that I saw that, you know, people start pulling up everything out the closet.
I saw a lot of them.
Everything.
I saw a lot of them clips of like them actually stealing people's jokes.
Yeah.
Especially Cedrick. I saw a clip of him stealing Katt Williams' joke.
And who else?
And I forget who the other dude was, but it was like a guy from a long time ago. It was like the joke about it was a joke about somebody saying you could call me by my initials. I don't know if you saw them.
And he said, the dude to my nutmeg called me
call me by my initials. Call me by my initials. By my initials. By my initials, but he was talking about by my initials.
Oh, okay.
And so if you find that clip, people can look that up, by my initials joke. And if you find the clip, they actually show a side by side of, you know, Cedrick the Entertainer stealing this guy's joke. And like, it's like there ain't no way that he didn't steal his joke.
Did he steal it, or did the guy give him permission to use it?
The guy said that he did not give him permission to do that.
Who was the comedian?
I forget. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. But it was like,
because I've seen the one where Cedrick said. Me personally, I think Cedrick pretty funny. I've seen Cedrick do stand up here.
I like Cedrick.
I seen him do stand up, and he killed. I saw him. Yeah, and he killed. But I remember the joke he had about he was saying he met a dude, and the dude say, "What's up, man? You met my friend? They call me Delicious." And he was like, "Man, why do they calling a grown man delicious?" So I remember seeing that, which I agree. I ain't calling another man delicious.
This white family lived in Mississippi, and they had this man who worked for them occasionally named Bominicious. Now, he did various small jobs for them on and off for about a week. One night, he had just finished bartending a party, and the lady of the house realized that she didn't have any money. So she said to him, "Bominicious, I want to write you a check, but I don't know how to spell Bominicious." And he said, "Well, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. See, when I came to work for you, I told you my name, and then I said, but you can call me by my initials."
All right, so that's his. And then this is Cedrick talking about.
That voice sound familiar, too.
I'm talking to one of my cousin friends. He talk faster than him. He gonna walk up and introduce himself. Charles Johnson, man. Everybody around here call me Bominicious, though. Everybody around here call me Bominicious. It's fine. You call me that. Don't even worry about it. Everybody call me Bominicious. Everybody call you Bominicious. Yeah, everybody in the whole city call me Bominicious. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. You call me that. Don't even worry about it. Bominicious. This is what everybody call. Yeah, everybody call me that, man. Don't worry about it. I'm like, all right. So all week long, my ass talking about Bominicious. What up, boy? Hey, Bominicious, you gonna run around, come over and watch the game with us later on? Hey, Bominicious, run to the store, grab some beer, come on back. My cousin said, "What you calling him?"
I remember this now.
Bominicious? He said, everybody call him Bominicious. It's all right for me to call him that. Like, nah, man, his name's CJ. He's saying you could call me by my initials. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
but you see the similarities.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Who was the other comedian voice? Did it show who he is? Let me see. Here. Oh, what's my man's name? He died. He died a couple of years ago. That's probably why he used that joke.
Yeah.
He used to play on. Matter of fact, he was on Class Act. He played Kid's dad, and he played. And that show right there is called Designing Women, I believe. He was the only black character on there. I forgot that dude's name. What is his name? Yeah, he passed away.
He played on Class Act. What was his name?
Designing Women. His name is.
Here, see if you can.
Let me see.
Find him on that.
Hold up.
On the cast. Scroll back and forth.
Okay, wait a minute. He is.
But yeah, he definitely.
The full cast.
He definitely stole that. I thought he was still alive, and he had said that.
Oh yeah, Meshach Taylor. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, he died. He passed away.
Okay.
That's probably why he using that joke, because Meshach Taylor died. That's his name.
But he also stole like Katt Williams' joke, where like Katt Williams is like sitting in the car and he's doing that. Did you see that clip?
Yeah, he said only thing he did was change it to a spaceship.
Yeah, something like that. So like,
I remember when Katt Williams did that joke on Comic View years ago. Matter of fact, he was Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
He wasn't called Katt Williams at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the clip from
He talked about that too. The Cat in the Hat one?
No.
I can do the Cedrick. Yeah. Let's do the Cedrick.
When you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said it don't line up. How it don't line up? He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedrick comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do, as I stand before you, Shannon.
This is when he gets up.
Mm-hmm.
I would have bust Cedrick's stomach.
Shannon laughed.
There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you down?
Lord have mercy.
Man, that interview is great. I'm about to go watch it again.
Sit back for another 2.5 hours.
That was a great interview, man.
Yeah, it was.
So,
it was a great interview.
But yeah, I mean, he's calling them out and he's saying, listen, these guys are stealing people's jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's messed up, especially in that like career.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't just take people's like material. People like spend time, especially like Katt Williams. He spends time on his jokes. That's why he's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like imagine somebody stealing your work and like trying to not give you credit for it. You know, coming out and saying all kinds of stuff about you. And he just was like, yo, I ain't gonna have it. And so like, man, I really loved it because it was like, yo, you got to stick up for yourself. You can't just let people, you know, walk all over you, no matter who they are. You know, because I mean, listen, Cedrick is good. He's funny. We both admitted that. I used to like some of his movies too, like the one with the driving. It's like a road trip movie.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Not the Johnson Family Vacation.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah,
those movies were like hilarious to me. Like you know, so. But listen,
did you see Kings
I ain't
of
going to
Comedy?
defend you. I ain't going to defend you.
Did you see the Kings of Comedy?
Stuff. No, I haven't seen the Kings of Comedy.
I saw it. It's real good. And like Bernie,
Yeah.
that's what he was saying about the beef with, it was Steve's tour or whatever. And then he didn't want to go on after Bernie. So he kind of went in the middle. But I didn't know it was Steve's tour. It looked like Steve was like hosting it. He'd do a you know, he would come out and do his jokes, and then he would bring out the next person or whatever, and they would come out. But at the end of that, Bernie did a joke about a kid trying to get on the school bus, but the bus would keep passing them by. So one day the mother came out and said, "My son gonna get on this bus." And so he said that he stopped the bus driver and said, "Look, every time," because the boy would say, when the boy be at the bus stop, he would always say, and then the bus would leave. So he went out there again, and the bus driver would pull up, open the door. He would be like, and the boy would be like, you know what I'm saying? And then the bus would pull off again, and he did it a third time. Then Bernie Mac said that the mother went out there and said, "I'm tired of my boy gonna get on his bus." So when the bus stopped, he said, "My son went in there 3 times. Every time he tried to get on this bus, you slam the door and you would driver. Why you would not let my son ride his bus?" And he said the bus driver looked at him and said, "Because he always picking on me." So the boy had a speech impediment. So then the bus driver in turn had a speech impediment as well. But I heard that same joke. I don't remember who the comedian was because I'm a big fan of comedy. I love comedy. I love stand-up. I respect their craft, what all comedians do, right? It's not something that everybody can do. Some people make in public speak, but they can't stand up for hours and be funny and entertain people, right?
Yeah.
But I heard that same joke on the Apollo, as a matter of fact. Apollo would have comedians sometime come on theirs, Showtime at the Apollo in Harlem, right? When they have Showtime at the Apollo would come on TV. And I heard a comedian, a young black fella said that same joke. Now, I don't know if it was Bernie's or it was his, but I heard that joke way before I knew who Bernie Mac was. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, like they said, some people use other people's jokes intentionally and unintentionally. If I heard a comedian, I think by the name of Al Toomer on Comic View, and he used he's a funny dude. I wouldn't take nothing from him, but he used one of Richard Pryor jokes too that I've heard before. So I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
I just think it's messed up. You can't take people's material, man. Yeah, I mean,
I agree. But you know,
I'm glad that Katt like called people out. Like, do not take my joke. What the like, and then not give me credit for it, and then try to act like oh, he ain't never made that joke. You know, like, I didn't even know he made that joke. Whatever Cedrick was trying to talk, it's like, bro, please, you know, who you trying to fool? You know, so I don't know.
What if you were a comedian, right? I'm just gonna play devil's advocate. Let's say you were a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You did a joke and kills it. It's a real good joke, right? But let's say someone might have a similar experience, and you of course, if you're a comedian, you're getting things through your experience or things you may see or someone else's experience, right? But let's say you did a joke about something about your, you know, something, maybe a friend or someone you know, something from their childhood, right? But another comedian, something similar actually happened to them, and it was funny. And they say they take something, they may take that and tweak it, but make it about what their experience was. Would you look at them as saying that they took your joke?
Yeah, because you still use the framework, you know?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I get what you're coming from.
Yeah.
Even though that something happened to them, they might experience. Well, let me ask you this then. And I get what you're saying. Do you think that maybe they should come to you first and say, hey, man, I don't want to steal your joke, but something really similar, and I want to work this joke out. I'm not.
All of this
similar to what you had, but I'm going to work it to where it affects me. You think they should at least extend that?
If you did that sincerely and you said that, and like, I think most people would be like, you know, yeah, you could take it. Like, you know, definitely do your own thing. But that didn't happen in this situation, obviously. That's why Katt's like going off on people.
Conversation needs to be had, what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know, you can't just do that, man. You know, that's on another level, you know?
Another level.
Like, you can't just do that to people, you know? Anyways.
What else we got on
So
Katt?
he talked about Ricky Smiley. Then we got to move on because we've been talking about this for a while.
Hey, man, you can talk about this the whole podcast.
I know. This is Blockbuster. That's what I said. All right. So here we go. Hold on. This is the Ricky Smiley clip.
And you said out that mouth, you stole Friday after next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike, and Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now three quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was...
Sir, no.
So what do you think?
Man, I got two perspectives. The first one, I saw Cube's rebuttal on that. You know, Cube spoke on that. And he was saying, I guess what a lot of people saying, he said a lot of what Katt was saying was true, but he was saying, but the role was better for Katt than it was because when they saw him, he's like, yeah, you know, he definitely is the Money Mike character, and he did say the script was written, but they would allow comedians to ad-lib, and he said he was giving them so much juice, so they just let him do his thing, you know. So he did say that part is true, that they put a lot of input into the character, and then also Cube was saying the fact that for as Ricky's, he did audition. He said a lot of people, they had a lot of people audition, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know if the role was supposed to be for Ricky Smiley or whatever, but you know, but also from my own, years ago, I went to a comedy show. Like I said, I saw a lot of stand-up comedians. And I told you I would talk about this, but I'll wait till we get on the podcast.
No,
I
you're
went
good.
to a comedy show in Columbia with some friends of mine years ago.
Mhm.
And it was Ricky Smiley and it was Katt Williams. And Katt, I guess Ricky Smiley was headlining. So Katt came out, Katt did his thing. I even remember Katt had on a colorful outfit with a fedora hat on, you know, with his hair, his perm hanging. I can't remember what Ricky had on. And I kept thinking in my head, I said, man, Katt, I remember he was Katt in the Hat. But Katt Williams also spoke on why he had to change the names. He said Disney Cinema cease and desist by using. But anyway, so I saw the show. Katt did his thing. Katt killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody remember Katt from Friday, and everybody wanted him to do this. So at the end of his set, he said, I know what y'all want to hear. So he bust and say, Damon, I am a boy, Damon. I am a boy. Everybody bust out, started laughing because they remember that from Friday, right? So anyway, then fast forward when Ricky Smiley come on. Ricky Smiley's doing his joke. And what Katt was saying, it was a lot of church things from church. And you can tell that's Ricky Smiley tell you, I grew up in church and, he found humor in that. And he was doing a lot of stuff with that. Mm-hmm. So, and after a while in his set, the audience behind it, they started booing. They started booing Ricky Smiley. They started boo, everybody started booing, right? And I was like, oh, dang. So then it stopped Ricky Smiley's set. And he's like, man, just because if y'all don't want to be here, don't be here. He's leave whatever. Then I think eventually they might have got up and they left or whatever. And then he said, where was I? He went back and went back to his segment and everybody started applauding, laughing. But I think the reason why they were booing, Ricky was funny, but to me, I didn't really find that set funny. Reason being because everything he said in the stand-up, I already heard him say the same stuff on TV.
Dang.
He already did it on Comic View, but the church lady and my name Lodaro and stuff like that. I already saw all that stuff he was saying. So I think that's to my take. I think that's why they were born. Not saying he wasn't funny, but it wasn't funny because I already laughed at that stuff prior. You know what I'm saying? Or previous to that show or whatever. But that was my whole take on those two. And then I saw Ricky Smiley fast forward years later with DC Curry and RNSJ and a few other comedians came down. I think he was the one like opening for them and bringing out each comedian and things like that too. So, but I'm not saying he's not funny. I just heard the stuff that he had said before, previous to that.
Well, that goes to what Katt was talking about. He was like, a lot of these comedians can't write new material. Like they're regurgitating the same old stuff. Like he's like, I mean, listen, it was an interview where he was talking a lot about himself and kind of hyping himself up.
Of course.
And he kind of had to do that because, listen, people are coming at him. But he was like, listen, I can do this all day pretty much. Like I can write new specials anytime we want to, so. In a lot of ways, this interview was very inspiring.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
It was very inspiring for people, I feel like, especially in a creative field like us. Like, I mean, like some of the stuff he was talking about and like how you have to like grind and how you have to like study other comedians. For us, it would be filmmakers, right? Like studying other filmmakers and getting good and like really like working on your craft, so I don't know. It was a great interview.
It was, man. Let me say this. I'll say this last thing, because I know we gotta we can segue. Yeah. I saw Katt Williams in person again in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Apparently he had a show, and matter of fact, it was Clifton Powell. I don't know if you know who the actor Clifton Powell is. He came in there. I saw him first. Me and my partner and some friends. We had a section. My boy when he used to live in Atlanta, and he got kind of known, so we was able to get like a VIP section, and I can't even remember what the and my homeboy he can attest to this too. And we was in our section, and then I guess some people who was with Katt or his management, I think it was some white people, and they were saying something like Katt Williams. I guess maybe he had a show in Atlanta, and he came in, and I remember seeing him, and then he was in his section because I'm not starstruck, anything like that. I don't bother people. He was in his section, and I think he was chilling, just having a few drinks. And then I remember looking over at him, and I don't know if he was standing. I don't know if he was arguing with somebody, but like he was facing the crowd, like he was like, I don't know if he was getting crunk off the music, or like he was saying something. I don't know what he was saying. I just kind of looked, but then I went back in my section. I didn't know what was going on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I remember seeing him. That just came to my mind. I saw him in a club in Atlanta, and I guess he was turned. I don't know what was going on.
He was having a good time.
I guess, man. I don't know if he was having a good time. He was arguing or he was getting hype up or whatever. But looked like he was standing facing the crowd. Looked like he was arguing or saying something or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he might have been talking to somebody or, getting somebody's attention. I don't know what was going on. But no altercation, nothing broke out and nothing like that. But but I guess, like I said, maybe he was turned and enjoying himself or whatever. But I will say, Katt Williams is funny, and I saw some of his stand-up. And he also will say motivational things in his stand-up too. I will give him that. And what he says in there, what I like about Katt, that he does his homework. So whatever cities he's in, he said, I'll be out and about. He said, so I can add it to my stand-up, So if there's a certain road or certain area that's like, for example, like say Sproul Avenue one time in Charleston, people who are from Charleston, they know about how Sproul was back in the day for drugs and prostitution. So he would frequent the areas and so he would know how to say things about the certain area and get the crowd's engagement. Like when I was in Columbia, he mentioned 2 Notch, because that was their big road in Columbia, 2 Notch or whatever. And I heard about 2 Notch road. I'm not from Columbia. I don't know Columbia like that. When I go and he mentioned that and the crowd got to get, he mentioned he know 2 Notch or whatever. So I give him that, man. He's a genius in that aspect. And not taking away nothing from any other comedian, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. So do you think that Katt Williams is like funnier than some of these comedians he went after? Let's play a quick game.
Play a quick game, bro.
Katt Williams or Martin?
Man, Martin is funny, bro. Martin is to me, in my
Martin over Katt Williams.
Martin is funny. I'm gonna tell you why. To me, Martin is a comedic genius. Even from the show Martin, he was acting, but he was being funny. Like not taking nothing away from Katt Williams.
No, yeah.
Martin is, man, there will be no other, put like this. Any comedian who has a lot of comedians get their own comedy shows, right? Mm-hmm. He said, Katt Williams said that he feel that Bernie Mac is the king of comedy, right? And respectfully, Bernie Mac is very funny. Mm-hmm. But the Bernie Mac show can't touch Martin's show. Steve Harvey's comedy show to me was way funnier than Bernie Mac's show. But as a stand-up comedian, I think Bernie Mac is funnier than Steve Harvey to me. Yeah. I think Cedrick is funnier than Steve Harvey to me. But Martin, for the Martin show.
All right, Cedrick or Katt?
For as stand-up?
Yeah.
To me, they neck and neck to me.
What?
Yeah, they neck and neck to me. Because I've seen both of them live. You think Katt's better? Yeah. That's fine. I mean, to me, I don't argue with you there. To me, I think they neck and neck to me, man. They both real. They both funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cedrick is funny, but I think Katt's like on another level, So, but
I respect it.
But yeah, Katt or Ricky Smiley.
Katt
obviously.
Katt Williams. But shit, man, none of them stand up. They couldn't touch Eddie Murphy.
We got to move on. We've been on this for 40 minutes.
Dude, this is Katt Williams, baby. Eddie Murphy's the true GOAT.
Definitely one of the interviews for the ages, no doubt.
So since we're moving on, let's segue. What did Katt say about Jonathan Majors? Let's get into that. With Faison Love, years ago, I saw an interview, and he was dressed in Faison Love on Katt Williams, because maybe they had some riff back. Faison Love was saying in the interview, Katt is acting out because Katt Williams was gay. And it's like, what? We ain't hearing that about it. He said, yeah, man, he's gay, man. He's acting because he can't be his true self. And I was like, what?
Dang.
Yeah, he was saying that. And he's the only, and I never heard anybody else come out and say nothing about Katt Williams being gay and all that, you know what I'm saying? And Katt Williams never addressed anything like that. But, he went in about that, man. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But I heard some controversial things. But go ahead, man. I send you.
All right, so this is what Katt Williams had to say about Jonathan Majors.
Yep.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting awful. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart. Maybe I'm
He said, come and save that slave.
Oh, man. So
what you know, Shannon Sharp date white women do, you know that.
Yeah, I know. Do you think that that's a problem in the black community? Quickly.
But what, dating white women? I don't know, man. Depending on how you look at it. Hell.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize black women date white men too.
Yeah, I know.
Look at Gary Owens. He's a stand-up comedian. He only date black women. And he's from Ohio.
Yeah. Well, you know, so he kind of got himself in trouble messing around with this white woman. Jonathan Majors did. And so a lot of people are saying, like, that goes to show you, you know. Listen, I'm not like know. That. I ain't racist.
Hell, he ain't OJ.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another. I guess that would be another thing that tells you shouldn't mess around with the white woman. You know, Dr. Umar style.
But look at it. Whatever happened, OJ calls that on himself. OJ calls that on himself.
Yeah, you gotta leave the white women alone. That's what Dr. Umar said. We got a snow bunny problem.
I thought you only date white women. You from Cali?
I've never dated a white woman.
Were you dating?
I'm about to get like Katt. Don't come out and say that right now in front of me.
Will you date a white woman? Oh, that means yes. That sound like one of them old country pastors.
I think when I was younger, you know, but I think, you know, now I would prefer to date a black woman. I'll put it like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to deny, you know, that somebody looks attractive to me if they look attractive to me.
What do you say to people who say love is love? Doesn't matter what race, color.
Yeah.
Love is love. What do you think?
I
race,
mean, I think to an extent that's true.
Or sex. Doesn't matter with sex.
Listen, I think to an extent that's true. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I wouldn't date a white woman.
What do you think about black men who only want to date white men?
Oh my God!
I know. I'm telling you, about it first. I literally met a dude. I was working on. On set. What commercial was? And dude turned out to be a cool dude. It was on. I was doing a commercial for MUSC. Doing a commercial for MUSC, and dude was saying, he older fella, black fella. You know, I ain't gonna say his name, but real good, cool dude.
Let's not get in trouble with that.
No. He was just like, we were working together, and I was like, man, you know, cool dude. And he's like,
yeah.
I said, yeah, man. So you know, because he's talking about his experience working on set, he been doing it for a while. So I said, man, this dude talking about, I said, man, you married, got kids? He was like, nah, got no kids. I said, oh, okay, man. He's like, nah, I didn't want to do that, man, because you know, I come to realize I have a fondness for white men. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess he didn't want to have.
You didn't do that
kids.
In front of him, did you? Did you
no,
say, oh,
I just said, oh, okay, all right. Hey, to each his own, you know, whoever floats your boat, that's you. You know what I mean? Hey, it's all good, you know.
Man.
So, you know.
To me, you know, I think a little bit of what Dr. Umar talks about is true. Like, I think a little bit of his, like, you know, we hate ourselves a little bit. And so for a lot of people.
A lot of it. Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, a lot of people.
You do.
A lot of people do that because they feel like this makes them feel better in a way. Because, oh, yeah, I'm with a white person. You know, so, yeah, I think there are a lot of people who do that. But also, you know, certain people have certain types, you know. So I think it's a little bit of both. You know, but I mean, for me, like, if I'm attracted to somebody, I'm attracted to them, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like, so anyways, let's get into this Jonathan Majors. So Jonathan Majors did his first interview post all of this stuff happening. He went on Good Morning America, and I haven't heard much of the interview, but I'm just playing this clip that everybody's going off on. So let's listen to that.
Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview. How would you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta, you know. I'm so blessed to have her, you know. The relationship is still fresh, but, you know, I think I found her.
Through it all, Major...
Hey, that man, she hold him down like a Coretta Scott King.
All right, so I'm going to talk about my perspective on this first.
Run it down.
This man has a God complex. It's like, what is this thing with like trying to find a Coretta? Like, so if she's a Coretta, what does that make you? Like, he's trying to like act like he's like, you know, some kind of like
a Martin
God. No, he's acting like he's a god, or he's like some kind of like figure from like a historical figure from really back in the day.
Kang from
I don't know what he thinks he is. I don't know what he think he is, but he also obviously like got this huge head of like, I'm like the greatest. It's like, brother, you got to sit down. Listen, I like him. You know, I've always thought that he was a good actor. And I hate to see that he's going through this and that like all of this stuff is happening to him. But bruh, you gotta chill out with the God complex. You ain't God. You ain't Martin. Bruh, when you talking about Coretta, you ain't Martin. Bruh, you are not Martin. Somebody needs to come in here and say that. Like, bruh, what the fuck are you talking about? He's going crazy, man. I don't know what's going on with this man, but I mean, maybe he thought he got on Marvel and he thought he was the man.
Man,
he was in that boxing movie. He thought he was the man. Right, you ain't Martin just because you acted in a couple of movies, dog. Sit down, please.
I don't think he got a God complex. I mean, he comparing. Well, I guess he's saying. I kind of get what he's saying, that she hold him down the way Coretta Scott King hold down Martin Luther King, you know, because you know about Martin Luther King, right? You know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And even the CIA came to her and stuff, and she still hold her husband down, which I think that's good. Now, will Megan Good stick around that long? If you start doing some of that, I don't think so. Right. I don't think she's gonna be like that. You know, then you're going to be comparing her to Gail Divas or some sprinter, because she's a runner, she's a track star. She's gonna get up out of there. But I think, man, if he wasn't humble, he humble now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. He's still talking about this Coretta shit.
But no, I think because he said he contemplated suicide, and them white folks will humble you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you know, I think he should be able to still allowed to work, because I think he's a good actor in Hollywood and things like that.
Oh yeah, great talent.
But you know, them white folks humble. You know, they pull our bag back and won't give you no jobs. That's why I think we got to create a lot of stuff for ourselves. You know, create our own. You know, like if we got all this buying power, like they say, then we'll support our own. And you know, and but I think they humble him a lot. You know, they truly humble him a lot. He, like what Katt say, he was running around the street from that white woman.
Yeah,
you mess with one of their own.
Yeah,
they humbled.
He definitely was humbled. Running. I tell you that. But I mean, like, listen, I mean, he's got to stop it with this stuff. What are you talking about? Coretta.
He want a Coretta.
I mean, that's one. He sounds so like cheesy talking about this stuff. Oh, she's my Coretta. It's like, what?
She hold him down.
What are you talking about?
You don't want a Coretta? To show that when you
where did that come from? Have you heard other people say that before?
No, everybody want a Beyonce or something like that, you know. Me personally, I would rather have a Coretta or a Michelle Obama if I'm out there doing something. But at the same time, I don't want to. Meaning they don't have to be them or act like them. Uh-huh. Meaning. That characteristic, I should say, because I don't want to put that much pressure on nobody to be Coretta or Betty Shabazz or Michelle Obama. Mm-hmm. You know, when you look at women like that, these are crescendo for what their husbands done.
You're proving my point. Yeah, like it's like, bro, that's like, to me, Coretta's like top of the top.
Yeah. I mean,
what you trying to say about yourself?
If I was doing some type of humanitarian thing for the masses,
he ain't doing that.
No, he just acting.
That's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. But if I was doing like something on that level, being humanitarian, even on not even on a large scale, then yeah, I would expect, of course, my woman who would beat me would have to have those characteristic traits to support me in what I'm doing and realize that, look, my husband is not going to be with the family a lot if he is catering to the masses and trying to better our people as a whole. I get that. But if I'm just an actor,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And doing Marvel movies, But maybe for him and his world,
he was out here like doing
bubble.
something. I mean, listen, you're just acting, dog. Sit down. Let's chillax, please. Like he's acting like he's like.
Hold it down. What he going through, man?
Nah, this man.
He's going through the fire.
This man acting like he went out and did something. It's
his
like,
career,
bro, please.
His career's in shambles.
His career's in shambles,
But I think
because he's talking like this, man. That's why.
But let me ask you this: you think when he said that and what he went through, of course, it wasn't as bad as the situation with. And I'm gonna say this because this is ultimately a domestic dispute. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be careful.
Chris Brown and Rihanna, right?
Okay.
And they were showing her face and things like that. I don't know. I don't remember what. I know Chris Brown lost some and there were some deals, but Chris Brown makes great music. Rihanna makes great music. I'm happy for her now, and she had her little one with A$AP Rock, and I hear she's expecting again, I guess. So I heard allegedly or whatever. And Chris Brown has his family, his kids, and they both doing great. And I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure they can be cordial and cool with one another and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, because with that, Chris Brown career is back on track. So I do believe that Jonathan Major, because he did real good in Lovecraft Country, the HBO, man, that phenomenal job.
He's great.
He's great.
He was one of our best black actors.
So I think his career will bump. You think he's being
young black actors coming up?
Yeah, you think he's being a little bit because it was a white woman versus with Chris Brown with the whole thing. I mean, granted, he was going through the fire, he was going through trials and tribulations as well. But see how his career is now back, and no one even really thinks about the situation with Chris Brown and Rihanna anymore. You think Jonathan Major's catching some of the heat because it was a woman, or even though,
from the community?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And everything. And far as with his career, far as what Mike Marvel want to cut ties and things like that.
I mean, I would have to look into it more because the first thought I would say no. Marvel kind of they stood by him until he got that guilty.
Got the guilty, yeah.
So I mean, Disney. I mean. They
With
didn't just cut him off.
Image. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think they gave him a lot more leeway than he needed, But listen, I mean, I hope he comes back. I think he's a great actor.
I think he will.
I think that it's probably going to take some time for people to really start.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe mid this year he should be in another movie or something. I don't know to what magnitude. I don't know if it'll be a Tubi movie. If it is, hell, he can be in my film. You know what I'm saying? I still cast.
This man gonna have to go and work with Tyler Perry. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, that might. Hey, you never know. That might help him. That might help him get the way he need to be, I don't know, like I said, to what magnitude of film, but I really think someone will definitely, it'll take a little time, after,
definitely.
The damage control is done and, and at least one thing I can say, the ex, I don't see her going out doing a smear campaign on him and whatnot. I mean, I don't know, but if, as long as she's not doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because I would imagine they both were at fault. I don't know to what degree who was, I guess, in the courts, they found him more at fault than her, but he was saying he had evidence of things she did as well. I mean,
those texts were pretty incriminating, I feel like.
What did the text say? You recall?
I forget what they said exactly.
She showed he threatening her?
There was text where he was kind of basically covering up what he was doing. He was like, well, I hope you don't go and say anything to anybody. Type text, so to me they were a little incriminating. But listen, I think everybody deserves a second chance, and I think that he's definitely learned from this, hopefully, Hopefully he stops coming out and talking the way he's talking on these shows, but we'll see what happens.
Got to do his due diligence, man.
I think it's good to see Megan and him, but a lot of people are saying that this is all publicity. But I don't know. I can't say what's what, so it is what it is. Listen,
it is what it is, man. But do
listen to Dr. Umar. I'm just kidding.
But do not incriminate yourself, because your text message will be saved and used against you in a court of law.
Exactly.
You need to have, even when you're doing FaceTime conversations, you don't know if they're recording you or not. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? But yeah, I seen plenty like small claims court shows from Judge Mathis to, Judge Millie, different. And where I got the text message on it. Would you like to see him? Yeah, let me see him. And
Exactly.
and it may be going one way till they read them text messages, and it totally flips your case in the opposite direction, So.
And I think that's what was happening. I think originally he was like winning.
Yeah.
And then those text messages came out, and there was like, oh yeah, you did that.
Yeah.
You did something. We don't, so.
You both.
But listen, I mean, like, we saw him running away on that tape. So that shows us that, like, she was doing something too. But, like,
I saw
the
images
verdict
show where he had some bruises. And
the
maybe
verdict
she
speaks for
too.
itself. So, yeah.
Wait, is he guilty for domestic or guilty for being with a white woman? Which one? People want to know. Go.
Yeah. All right, so we got to end this because I got to go. But quickly, we'll talk about...
You don't want to give your verdict, huh?
No, huh? What are you talking about?
I said, is he guilty for domestic
me?
or being with a white woman? Which one was it?
I think he was guilty of domestic violence.
You think he's guilty of
I don't know if it was like, because he was with a white woman, I mean, listen, I think, it would have happened anyways. With
regardless, whomever it was.
Yeah, whoever it was. So.
Depends on the nature of the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't do what he was doing.
Right.
So
it's all good. But
all right, let's
let me
so Joe Biden.
Let me I'll go ahead and let me read this real quick. And this is from CNN. So briefly, we're here in Charleston. If some of you guys have heard of Charleston 9 at Mother Manual, which it was by Dylan Ruth, racial intent. He wanted to start a race war where he killed 9 parishioners and sat at their prayer, their Bible study with them, and then turned around later and killed them and left one alive. So they can go back and tell he wanted to start a race war, and they say America isn't racist. Go figure, right? So this is from CNN. So Biden returned to South Carolina, hoping the state can save him again. So maybe this might all been political, right? Where everything is political when you deal with a politician, right or wrong, right? So this is from CNN. So South Carolina catapulted Joe Biden to the top of the Democratic primary in 2020. And on Monday, the president returned, hoping the state and its black voters can help recharge his re-election bid. The state's February 3rd Democratic primary is not competitive, but with many black voters saying in polls and Democratic focus groups they feel disengaged and disenchanted with the political process. South Carolina, far from a battleground in the general election, will be the first electoral test of how deep a hole Biden is actually in. During Monday's speech, Biden noted to the significance of Representative Jim Clyburn and the black voters of South Carolina, whom he has credited with turning the tide of the 2020 primary election in his favor. And he quote to say, "It's because of this congregation and the black community of South Carolina, and it's not an exaggeration, and Jim Clyburn, that I stand here today as your president, and I've done my best to honor your trust." What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I'm glad that he acknowledged the truth, that it was, Clyburn's endorsement that got him that win and propelled him to, the nomination and ultimately becoming the president of the United States. Mm-hmm. I don't know if all those black people are going to vote for him this time, we've been through a lot, man. Gas prices are up. Inflation is high. There's too much that's going on right now for us to, I feel like, go back to the same man. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, right now, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to vote for the same 4 years that we've had. And I feel like they ain't doing nothing about it. They worried about these people at the border more than they are worried about black people. So my thing is, what have we gotten out of this deal, dog? We put this man in the office, a man that we know who has put a lot of us into jail.
We got the George Floyd Policing Act.
Exactly. Nothing. We put this man in the office. I'm going to say that again. We put this man in the office that's putting millions of us into jail. Let's be honest about this. What have we gotten out of the deal? All right? That's all I got to say. Because we got to go. But go ahead. What do you think?
What I think? I think it, like I said, once again, everything a politician does is definitely for publicity. Publicity's done. Now Mother Emanuel was already a national treasure, a landmark. Now it's even more of that now, and consider what happened. And so he specifically came back to Mother Emanuel. I guess he's trying to rally and trying to, pull on that
black support again.
Yeah, you want those votes. But yeah, I mean, I agree, no George Floyd Policing Act. We don't get executive order for killing black people. Definitely no reparations. No affordable health care. No student loan forgiveness. None of these things, man. And honestly, the way I feel, and some of y'all going to disagree, and some of you going to agree, but really, I don't give a damn if you disagree, because this is my opinion. I feel like if you black in America, for what we've been through, we shouldn't be, at least on state level, local level college, we should go to like Native American, because we are Native people. We shouldn't have to pay school. We should barely even have to pay taxes. I mean, if you're not going to give us reparations, our ancestors built this country on their back, but we have nothing, to really show for it.
Yeah.
Other than policing and redlining. That's what we have. Jim Crow.
Every 4 years, they come back to us and they say, please, can we get your vote?
Like your life depended on it.
Please, can we get your vote? This is the most important. They say that every time. Yeah. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Is important. And it's like, my guy.
But I agree with you. But I'm going to say this last thing. Yeah. Not to cut you, but I agree with you. They ain't going to do nothing, but Republicans ain't going to do nothing for us neither.
Yeah.
So that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that sheet is dirty on both sides. Either one of them, you know what I mean?
You can't turn that sheet over.
Yeah, you piss up the mattress on one side and you flip it. That mattress is pissy on both sides. And I said it, damn it. I said it.
And with that, my friends, once again, this is the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendricks.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.